What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over the news we have about next season, which is going to be a Star Wars collab season. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below what you think of this. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of collab seasons, but I think this one has potential to be pretty decent, and I am not a Star Wars fan at all. The rumors of this kind of started somewhat early on in this season, somewhat as a joke, because next season, Chapter 6, Season 3, is going to be starting on May 2nd, which is obviously very close to May 4th. And Fortnite has typically done a decently sized Star Wars update on May 4th for the past several years now. I think last year we had a collab in BR, we had a collab in Rocket Racing, and we had a collab in Lego all at the same time. And so it seems like year by year Fortnite has kind of been increasing how much they do for Star Wars Day, and with the Disney partnership, it kind of makes sense that they would keep doing more. So a new season launching incredibly close to that made a lot of people kind of speculate that this would be the case, but we have gotten even more information that just further backs up and further confirms that this is going to be a Star Wars season, and a lot of this is already in Fortnite now. So earlier on in the season, we got some storyline quests, and these quests reused a chest from previous Star Wars updates all the way back in Chapter 2, Season 1, which was a Star Wars mini live event at Risky Reels. They reused this chest asset, which a lot of people didn't think was a big deal, thought it was kind of a one-off coincidence, but there is even more. When speaking to Night Rose in one of the storyline quests, she mentions that the shard, which is kind of the central point of the storyline at the moment, it's from somewhere far, far away, which is a reference to the Star Wars opening line saying it's from a galaxy far, far away, or that's where Star Wars is set. Again, might be another coincidence, but when you have all these coincidences kind of adding up, it starts to paint a bigger picture along with a lot of leaks. We also know the date for when Season 4 will be starting is going to be June 8th, meaning Season 3 is only going to be a little more than 30 days, which obviously shows this isn't going to be, just a regular normal Fortnite season. They're clearly doing something different here. The only other really short seasons we've had like this in recent times have been the remix seasons with Chapter 2, or Chapter 1 OG and then Chapter 2 remix. Both of those seasons were about 30 days long, and they were clearly a one-off and something different. With this season being only 30 days, I think that further confirms it's a collab season and backs up leaks of it being a collab season. But I also think this is a very good thing. Me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of collab seasons at all, or collabs really shaping the gameplay. I think it's best if Fortnite is just Fortnite, and then sometimes the collabs kind of add in and there's an item or something. But when the entire gameplay is warped around a collab, or warped around a specific type of gameplay, like Wrecked with the cars, I don't think that is a good thing, or I personally don't enjoy that. I wasn't the biggest fan of Wrecked, and I also wasn't the biggest fan of Chapter 5, Season 4, the Marvel season. But with this upcoming Star Wars season being only 30 days or so long, a little more than that, I think it fits a lot better. If Wrecked was a short season, I would have been much less irritated with how overpowered the cars were, because in my mind, what irritates me about things that annoy me in this game most is knowing that I'm going to have to deal with it for a very long time. It's oh, we have an entire 70-day long season of this. We have an entire 70-day long season of these cars, or the Marvel superpowers. With it being a shorter season, I care less about the gameplay being perfect, because it's going to come and go and the time is going to fly by, I think there's less emphasis and requirement for it to be balanced or done well if it is a short one-off. And we already have had so much Star Wars content over the years, so I think we know a decent amount what to expect. Obviously, a lot of the blasters we've had in the past will return. Obviously, the lightsabers will return. Maybe even the Force abilities like we had in Chapter 4, Season 2, or some new kind of reworked version of this will probably be making its way into the Star Wars season. And I think this not only works as a short season because it's less, to me at least, and I think a lot of other players, it's less frustrating if it's short-lived. But also, since we have had so much Star Wars content over the years, it probably would be difficult to make an entire Star Wars season and have it feel different than the Star Wars content we've had in the past. So having it be a shorter one-off, I think also works in that regard. The Battle Pass for this season is expected to have 5 skins, and the map should also have at least 3 bosses and 6 NPCs on the map, along with henchmen at the boss POIs, which is pretty standard ever since we've had boss POIs in Fortnite. They also have some form of like guards or henchmen. In this case, it'll probably be stormtroopers from Star Wars, like we have also had several times in game, I believe. And obviously there will be Star Wars themed POIs for this season. And the most common guess I've seen is people expecting the volcano around Demon's Dojo to become Fortress Vader. But this theory has actually came up several times. I know in Chapter 3 people thought the Daily Bugle would become Fortress Vader because it was in a volcano. And I believe in Chapter 4 there was even rumors of this as well. So like people always assume Fortress Vader is going to be coming to the game. But maybe this time it actually will in the Demon's Dojo volcano. And it is also expected that C-3PO, Jar Jar Binks, the old lightning guy, and Qui-Gon Jinn will be skins either in this season's Battle Pass or coming to the shop sometime during the season, which is also pretty standard for collab seasons to have, you know, a lot of item shop skins and a lot of Battle Pass skins. So it's not like the only Star Wars content coming as far as cosmetics are concerned to the game during this season will be in the Battle Pass. I assume there will be a lot in the shop as well. And then the final few things we need to talk about is going to be that there's going to be no major FNCS during Chapter 6 Season 3, which this is likely because it's a shorter season, but it also just further goes to show and it further goes to confirm that this season is going to be something different and something like abnormal from the normal Fortnite seasons. I think the only seasons we've had without major FNCSs recently have also been the shorter remix style seasons. So, again, that kind of further confirms this theory. It's not 100% set in stone, but there's a lot of evidence pointing to this and a lot of people with track records who tend to be correct, you know, kind of confirming this. And then there is also rumors of a mini event that will be happening sometime soon to tease, you know, the upcoming Star Wars season. We've had these mini events towards the end of a lot of recent Fortnite seasons. We had one last season with like I forget their name, Daigo and the Shogun X fighting. There is expected to be a mini event coming soon. As of the time I'm posting this video, it should be April 11th, and it is currently rumored that the mini event will be happening April 12th. But this is just a rumor, and nothing is confirmed as of the time I'm posting this video. Or, sorry, as of the time I'm recording this video. I'm recording in advance because I'm going to be away this upcoming weekend. Either way, right now, when I'm recording this, I don't know if the mini event is actually going to be on the 12th, but it is rumored that it is. So if you're watching this video when it has recently come out, I would recommend checking other news sources like HypeX, any of the leakers on Twitter or any of their social media, or somebody like Happy Power typically covers all the news in Fortnite. So if you don't know for sure when the mini event is as of the time you're watching this, check out other news sources to try to find out when it is happening, because as I said, I'm recording this earlier than I intend to post it. That's just a unfortunate circumstance of making this video, and the timing of when I was going away just kind of coincided with when that mini event is rumored. But that is going to be it as far as the news and rumors we have for the upcoming Star Wars season. I 100% think it's going to be a Star Wars season, and even though I'm not a big fan of collab seasons, I think this one could end up being pretty decent because it is shorter, and it's kind of seeming like this is doing away with the mini passes. We had a lot of the mini passes in Chapter 4 and 5 even, but we haven't gotten any recently, and having a whole mini season instead of that I think is a good thing. And if you remember back to the Avatar mini pass, a lot of people were unhappy with how that conflicted with that season's Greek theme. So I think having a whole mini season rather than a mini pass in the middle of a season where it doesn't really fit, I think it makes a lot of sense and will probably satisfy a lot of people. And even if you're someone who's not the biggest fan of collabs or collab seasons, like me, I think having it be short is a very good thing. But that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys did find this to be helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, comment down below what you think of the upcoming Star Wars season, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.